Hey everybody, Icy Cat here. Today we've got some exciting news. Ubisoft just dropped a new teaser trailer. It gives us a closer look at the new operators, but most importantly, we get our first look at what the new map is going to be like. Let's go in depth next. Today it was announced the release date for the Dust Devil DLC is officially May 11th. Previously, they had announced it was going to be the week of May 9th, and I mentioned that in a previous video. I am concerned that a lot of people heard week of May 9th, and they probably assumed that meant the content was coming on May 9th. May 11th does still fall into that week of May 9th, though. And the community manager did confirm on the subreddit that the 11th is the initial date for Season Pass operators. Anybody without the Season Pass will gain access to the new operators on May 18th. However, the new map and gameplay features will be available for everyone on May 11th. This trailer just dropped today on the German Facebook site for Rainbow Six. It's a 15-second promo teaser, and we get our first look at what the new map is like, as well as closer looks at the operators. There's a lot of things going on, with a lot of quick cuts and edits, as well as our first look at the new operator abilities in action. At the end is a teaser slate saying that you can check out a live demonstration on May 7th at the PC Finals. Okay, so let's go ahead and slow this down a little bit. This is the opening shot of what the level looks like. And what we have here, I think, is a little bit of a hybrid of some ideas that I was thinking the map could be. We have an older structure on the left that looks like some kind of an original building from the area, but it's surrounded or bordered by what looks like a more modern military-style base. In the center foreground, we have what looks like some kind of a gate. There's some larger rectangular doors there of a very tall size that could be built for accommodating vehicle traffic. And then we have those two, they're almost like tubes there, and what those probably are some kind of a covered stairway that goes down, and these would probably be for directing people to come through. Now, the reason that I'm thinking this isn't a straight military base is that you wouldn't have an entrance like that. This is obviously built for accommodating a large volume of people. They would be separated into two lines. They would come through and they'd be funneled through this area, and then you can see it's bordered by the concrete walls and barbed wire and the guard towers. So again, I think that we could still be looking at something that is some kind of a border control zone, some kind of a roadside checkpoint, something like that. You know, you may have something where it's literally one country on one side of this and another country on the other side, and we're kind of straddling a border or something like that. It looks like we have some type of a civilian checkpoint on the outside there, and then a military installation, closer into the foreground. Here we can see Blackbeard approaching the main structure that was profiled on the left side. It's obviously very war-torn. The top of the building there is pretty exposed from damage, and he's coming through a breach in the wall. Next up is a shot of him crossing what's probably the center of the building he was just approaching. You can see older tile work down on the floor as he crosses what looks to be some kind of a lobby or something like that. Here we have a close-up of Valkyrie profiling the SPAS 12 shotgun and some kind of television monitors behind her. Here we get a real good look at Blackbeard and a first look of one of his primary weapons. He has a SCAR assault rifle. That's an SCAR assault rifle. This rifle comes in a few different variants, and we can also make out the Desert Eagle strapped to his hip. In the background, we can make out the traditional building walls. This again is the old style architecture, something that's probably been there for a long time, and part of the architecture that's native to that area. Now we go across to Valkyrie as she crosses the frame, and once again holding the SPAS 12 combat shotgun. We see behind her again those television monitors and some PC screens. This is definitely a far more modern building than the one that was just shown for Blackbeard. Once again, another look at the scar on Blackbeard as he's about to breach through the wall. And we have kind of this mix of old and new. We can see on the left side there, modern construction techniques put into play, and on the right side, an older style of architecture. A blending of the old and the new. Next up is a series of images that go by a little too quickly to get much use out of them. But this last image here is kind of interesting. It shows Valkyrie going up the stairs while she's engaging with her shotgun. And we have what looks like scaffolding tubing or something like that. Maybe this is an area of the building that's under renovation or further expanding the modernization of it. And we could get some really interesting gameplay dynamics in a scenario like that. For me, this was one of the biggest surprises. Here we finally get a look at Blackbeard attaching the rifle shield to the front of his gun, and it's undergone some changes. The last time we saw this was two separate pieces of reinforced metal. It was black, it was solid. It was probably going to obscure your vision. This is transparent. It's probably made out of some kind of reinforced bulletproof glass, but you can see through it. And as you can see here, he's actually putting it on from having it off. So when you toggle your special ability, he's going to actually remove this or put it on in its entirety. But frankly, if it's transparent like this, why would you need to take it off? I mean, you could pretty much leave this on, and if it doesn't obstruct your vision at all, why bother removing it? We'll have to see. Maybe having it on makes a slower ADS time or something like that. There's probably some kind of balance to not having it on. In this sequence, we see Valkyrie deploying one of her cameras. I was hoping we might wind up getting something that was more of a handheld launcher like Ash has, but this is an actual grenade type that's apparently has some kind of an adhesive backing to it, and when it makes contact, it'll stick. Now, I'm not sure if this is just teaser material or what, but it looks like these cameras flash blue instead of the red. You can see it's a small bubble shape, and you'll probably be able to get pretty creative on where you can place these things. Again, in the background, you can make out what's a very modern control center, although the floor is made out of a more traditional tile. So we're probably talking about an area of one of the older buildings that's been renovated and converted for modern military use. Now we get a view of what the camera looks like. I'm not sure if, again, this is just an effect that's been added for the promotional teaser or not, but this camera is not black and white. It is a desaturated color camera with a blue tint. That would be an interesting variation because it would be very easy to tell at a glance which cameras belong to Valkyrie as the defenders scroll through their camera network. I have a feeling, though, that this is just kind of a visual effect that's been added for purposes of the promotional trailer, and probably it's going to look like all the other cameras when you're actually playing. And we'll close with a series of firefight exchanges where you can see profiles of the Scar and the SPAS 12. Now, we do know that Valkyrie also has access to the SIG MPX submachine gun, as that's been shown in some of the leaked profile images that have come out. And I'm not real sure what Blackbeard's other weapon is going to be. He was shown previously with something that looked very similar to the R4C or a 416 or something that's kind of in that M4 style weapon category. But again, when that image was shown, he was also shown with a rifle shield that looked very different. That was a very solid, almost metal kind of material that was on the front of the gun, whereas right now what we have is transparent bulletproof glass kind of a thing. So that design has changed quite a bit, and that R4C or whatever similar weapon that was may not be in play anymore. On the other hand, the Scar assault rifle that's shown here may simply be the second option that he has, and he may still have that other one. We don't know. Now, I was pretty negative on Blackbeard's ability at first. When I saw that shield, I was like, I don't know how often I'm going to use this. It's really going to obscure my vision a lot, and I really can't see it coming into a lot of play. The trade-off for breaching a room and having the head protection is probably going to be significantly offset by the fact that I really can't see anything. But this, on the other hand, looks far more useful. I can now see what's going on around me, and I don't lose that situational awareness. My only question then becomes, what is the drawback? Because there needs to be some kind of a drawback. Otherwise, you would just use the ability at all times. So unless it affects the ADS time or the weight kind of makes the recoil pattern more crazy and out of control when you're using it versus not using it, I mean, there's got to be something there that gives you an incentive to not have it on at all times. I also think that this could be a really powerful combination when you pair it up with a shield operator. If you have Blitz or a recruit with a shield or, any of these other characters that are crouched down and walking in front of him, and then he's standing walking behind them, you essentially have two stacked vertical protection systems in place. You've got the heavy shield in front, you've got the rifle shield on top. The guy with the riot shield can still engage with his pistol, and then of course Blackbeard can engage with an assault rifle. That's going to be a super deadly combination, especially if you pair it with smoke grenades or a flashbang grenade or something like that to really make your breach kind of disorienting for the defenders when you come into an area. Of course, the downside with that is a well-placed nitrocell will take out two of your operators, but you can easily see how a stacked formation with this operator could really be very powerful, especially coming down like a narrow hallway or something like that. Additionally, Valkyrie's ability just looks fantastic. I can't wait to see the way that shakes up the meta gameplay. I hope that the blinking light on it isn't too obnoxious and draws too much attention. Otherwise, those cameras are just going to get shot out left and right. I also think that camera system will help balance things a little bit more in IQ's favor as an attacker. Since the cameras will change position every time, she'll finally have a reason to use that scanner of hers to find out where they are. The weapons are looking great. The Scar is a very solid assault rifle. I love the SPAS 12. It's my favorite shotgun. A lot of people are fans of the Desert Eagles. I think they're a little bit heavy caliber, and to the best of my knowledge, not something I think the SEALs really use a lot of, but it's definitely a crowd favorite. The map looks absolutely slick. I can't wait to be able to play some rounds in here and see how that looks. And pretty soon I'll be getting a chance to. Tomorrow I'm flying out to Cologne, Germany to be part of the PC playoffs that'll be happening over the weekend, and they'll be doing a live demonstration at that event of what the new DLC content will look like. And when I'm out there, you better believe I'm going to be recording as much gameplay footage as I possibly can, and I'm going to be able to bring to you guys some exclusive footage that you won't find anyplace else. Not only will I have a chance to record Dustline gameplay footage while I'm there, but I'll also have a chance to interview the dev team while I'm out there. And while I have a lot of great questions about what the Dustline content will bring, I know you guys do too. So if you have any suggestions for questions on what to ask the dev team while I'm out there, go ahead and drop it down below in the comments. And while you're at it, go ahead and turn in your contest submission, because right now I'm running a contest for a free Xbox One Season Pass giveaway. It's a digital download code, and all you have to do to win is submit in the comments below the video the word contest in all capital letters, along with any comment that you might make. Additionally, you can also get an extra chance to win by heading on over to my Facebook or Twitter page. Send me a message there and also include the word contest in all capital letters along with your message for contest submission entry. You do have to either like or follow the pages, or on YouTube you must be a subscriber of the page in order for your contest entry to be valid. The winner will be chosen and announced May 9th, that way you'll be able to be ready for the new operators when they come out on the 11th. So the next video you hear from me will be from Cologne, Germany with exclusive access to the PC Playoff Finals, as well as exclusive new Dustline content and coverage with the dev team. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, or go ahead and follow IcyCat25 on either Facebook or Twitter to stay up to date on all the latest news and information for Rainbow Six Siege. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll catch you next time.